right? It's good when you need it. And sometimes it can be a little bit dicey when you don't exactly do it the right way. Okay, but here we are. Tools for reliable high notes. That is what we are talking about today. And I know that so many of you are in that place where you have your high voice in the place where it is there sometimes, but other times it's not there when you need it, and you don't always understand why sometimes you have those high notes and they work and it's like wow, and then other times it's just not there for you. And so what we're talking about is reliability today. So the first thing that I want you to understand when we're talking about your high notes is I am talking about high within each register. So there's high in the overall context of your entire range. Like if you're a woman, from chest voice all the way up to the top of head voice, those, high notes at the very tippy top of your head voice, the big high notes, right? I'm not just talking about those at the top of your head voice. Same for you, gentlemen. Like I'm not talking about high notes at the top of falsetto. I'm actually talking about the highest part of each register, meaning top of chest voice is high notes for chest voice, otherwise known as like belting, right? High chest voice. And I'm talking about the top of your entire range, the high operatic kind of head voice high notes. Okay, so I'm talking about both. And the same rule applies for both. And it doesn't matter whether you're male, female, somewhere in between, doesn't matter what kind of voice you have. When you get to the top of each register, the most important thing for reliable high notes is to make sure that you are not taking your entire physiology up with the pitch. So what do I mean by that? Most singers who don't know any better reach for high notes. And what that means is you take your physiology, you take the lower muscles of your support, you take your ribs, you take your larynx, and you take your head, and you take your entire physiology and push it up to get that high note. So that would be, okay, so like my daughter, she's off school right now and she's downstairs and she's watching Frozen. She's actually watching Frozen 2. And so I have this in my head. So we're going to use this as an example today. So in Frozen 2, when they do the da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum, the song that Elsa sings, right? But it's up the octave, right? So if I'm doing that in my head voice, right? I think that's the melody. I don't know. Somebody can tell me if it's not, but doesn't matter. High. It's high, right? But if I don't know any better, and I do what most of you do without realizing it, you take your physiology up with a note. And you take all of this and you try to push it up. You see, I can make my voice crack too if I do that. Okay. So, and same thing, if you're in chest voice. Okay, let's just keep using Frozen as the example, right? I don't know exactly what key it's in, but I think it's somewhere on it. Let it go, let it go, let it go. You don't see my whole body going up with the note, right? But so many of you go, let it go, and you guys, you take everything and push it up. And that is what contributes to the tension, the strain, and the inconsistency that you experience, because it's way too much pressure on this gentle little larynx here, that these vocal cords are just like little butterfly wings that just come together like super fine at just the edges, right? And you can't have pressure. It's just like doesn't work the way you want it to. And then it cracks and it's strained and it doesn't feel good and it doesn't sound good, okay? So the idea that I really want you to get today, that's like the most important concept for reliable high notes, is that we want to go down to go up. Okay. So if you're doing a scale, I'm sending the energy of my body, the energy of the note, the energy of my breath down in the opposite direction of the pitch. See, if I let it go, it cracks, right? If I stop thinking down, excuse me. See, when I demonstrate the wrong way, it affects me too. So the way I'm not going to get that is by continuing to go down to go up. You just can do it as a siren, thinking like an elevator moving down the energy of your body through your feet. Okay. And again, sorry guys, when I do that and I demonstrate to not do it the right way, it gets me, which is why we always want to be doing it right. Okay. So, that's going to work much better for me because I'm sending the elevator of my muscles and my breath down through my feet. Okay. And it's the same for chest voice. Everything just opens this way, even though the note is going up. So that's like, when we talk about reliability, though, what we're also talking about is conditioning, is repetition. And that conditioning, that repetition is what creates the new muscle memory and the reliability in the body that we need in order to be able to do things like clockwork, right? I could be doing cartwheels on stage and my high notes are there because my body understands this down to go up feeling. You have to think of it like a trampoline, even like happy birthday. I don't know why that came to my head. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm not going happy birthday. Okay. Like I have conditioned my body to be like that trampoline. So you know, a trampoline, like you jump down, it's like you press down and then the trampoline like pushes you up, right? So I got to go down in my physiology and you can see it. Like if you, well, maybe you can see it today. I think you can. If you watch my support here, my jeans are tight enough. If I go maybe in profile, you can maybe see it a little more. You're going to watch these muscles flex this way. Happy birthday. So in my body, it looks like my muscles are going out, but I'm not pushing the muscles of support out. I'm thinking down and everything just engages more. Happy birthday. Let it go. Let it go. Or, everything goes, it's like it goes on a diagonal. So starting with whatever vocal exercises that you're doing, if you're doing scales, if you're doing triads, when you rise, like even if you're doing, just like a rising triad, like if it's something simple, right? And it's not even that high yet. If you're doing, start conditioning your body and your brain to think down to go up. It's not that high, but as I get higher, I'm going to do the same thing. And one of the things you can do is you can keep your hand on your lower support and send your body down into your hand. And it's the same thing if you're working in chest voice, if you're here. Mama. It's not too high for me. Mama. Mama. Okay. So the best place to start for reliable high notes is to start to condition this idea of down to go up. Down to go up. It's always down in your body so the note goes up. If you watch yourself in the mirror, or you might even feel it in your own physiology, or if you video yourself practicing and notice, are you going, Mama, Mama? If you see that or feel that, that's your clue that you're going up to go up, and that's going to derail you. So for the foundation of reliability is start to train your brain to think down to go up, down to go up, down to go up. All right, you guys. So that is my most useful tool 4 reliable high notes. And I don't even remember what topic I'm doing next week, but tune in and it's going to be something good because I always got all these little toolboxes that I want to make sure that you guys get. Don't hesitate to put questions in the chat if you want a little bit more clarity on some of this. I will always go back in and answer. All right, you guys, have an amazing day. Down to go up. Okay? Bye.